How I feel? Blessed. What I want?
Get back slow. I love the way she rock it. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she pop it, the shawty is a winner. You can tell that shawty no beginner. She's confident. I love the way she move it.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders headed up to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure y'all guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. Remember guys, it is free to support, so please do. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So in case you forgot, or in case you missed it, we have a game on Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a big game. For all intents and purposes, this is our season. The Washington Commanders have a chance to win on the road versus a really bad New England Patriots team. However, they have one of the best head coaches of all time and a head coach that tends to chew up young quarterbacks. So the Washington Commanders have a big game. If they could find a way to win this game on Sunday, they are one game out of playoff contention in the NFC, obviously barring what happens to the rest of the NFC teams that are in the wild card standings right now, a wild card race. But the Washington Commanders can keep their name alive and could keep their hopes of a November 4-game patented Ron Rivera win streak if they can find a way to win on Sunday. Now, it's going to take some time. It's going to take it's going to take a lot, I should say, to win on Sunday, because we're going to be without a few players. Now, let's go ahead and get to our injury report. At the time of the recording, the New England Patriots injury report is not out, so I won't be able to speak on anything about them, but I do know Kendrick Bourne tore his ACL, and I think their other wide receiver, Devontae Parker, is also dealing with an injury. So they're pretty banged up as far as their weapons, and they already have limited weapons to begin with. So you already take out basically their top two weapons. You know, they still got their tight end Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, but take out their two top wide receiver weapons, and this offense has been struggling all year. It's pretty scary for them. Now, for the Washington Commanders, we are now going to be without Curtis Samuel and Ricky Stromberg. We know Curtis Samuel has been dealing with the toe for a while now, and he's been gutting it out. At first it was a foot, I think it was a toe, then a foot, but I think it's all one injury. And honestly speaking, if there's a game that Curtis Samuel can miss, it is this one. Not taking no credit away from New England, but I like what I saw from JC Ice last game. I like what I saw from Jamison Crowder last game. He looked good, 95 yards for a touchdown. That's why I'm like, look, all right, Kirko, I love Kirko, and I think he's good. And he's a big part of this offense, but we don't need to force him out there. Jamison Crowder could, help us out. You still got De'Ami Brown, and I know De'Ami is frustrated at his usage here, but this is the opportunity that they can use to get him involved. They have no other choice now. They have to use one De'Ami Brown, so there is an opportunity for other people to go around. Again, we still have a ton of talent. So losing Curtis Samuel is a big blow, but it's not as big as a problem as it may seem. The Washington Commanders are also going to be without Ricky Stromberg. Remember, we decided to go with Nick Gates. We decided to go with Tyler Lawson in replace of Nick Gates, and Ricky Stromberg got hurt. I don't remember Ricky Stromberg playing. I think maybe it was on a special teams play or something like that. Maybe a field goal block. I don't know, because I don't think he got the start. It was Chris Paul and one Tyler Lawson, but he did get hurt, and the Washington Commanders, per JP Finley, should think about putting him on IR because he was on crutches in the locker room yesterday. So I don't know why he's on the injury report, because he's not going to play no time soon. It was a knee injury. I don't think it's season ending, but I think short-term IR is in the front mirror for one Ricky Stromberg. And then the questionable is one Percy Butler. So we are, for all intents and purposes, at this point in time, pretty healthy. Again, losing Curtis Samuel is big, but our offense is so loaded. I mean, you still got Byron Pringle who can come in and take snaps, and we still got our top two weapons. That's what's more important. You got Terry McLaurin, you got Jahan Dawson, you still got Logan Thomas, you still got Jamison Crowder, you still got De'Ami Brown, you got Byron Pringle, you got Cole Turner. We still got weapons. Don't get me wrong. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson. If it comes to all intents and purposes and it comes down to it, you need to use Antonio Gibson like a Curtis Samuel if you really want to fill that void, because Antonio Gibson can do that. So again, we have weapons. Now, what is it going to take to beat the New England Patriots? Honestly, as much as I want to see this offense build on what they did last week as far as like putting up 30 plus points and just looking amazing, I have a bad feeling about this offense on Sunday. Now, does that mean I think we're gonna lose? Not at all. But I just feel like it's gonna be one of them games. It's in Foxborough. All right, I don't know if we really play well there, and Bill Belichick tends to beat up on young guys, young quarterbacks, and they aren't good, but they have some defensive pieces that I like on that team. Matt Judon. They got Kyle Duggar. They got some pieces on that defense that was good. And it would have been fun to see Terry go up against Christian Gonzalez, but as we know, Gonzo is hurt for the year. So they got some pieces, and that defense is still good. You know what I'm saying? Just because that offense is so putrid, man. It's bad on that offense side of the ball, but we'll get there. The Washington Commanders has their hands full, and I think it's going to be one of these low-scoring games like 20-15, 20-23-10, something low-scoring. Going to be a lot of punts, a lot of field position battles that I think is going to go down. I don't think it's going to be a good game for the offense. I think it's going to be one of them Sam Howell finishes for like 177 and like a touchdown, maybe a pick, and then we have like a big Brian Robinson day for like I would say like 19 carries for like 86 yards and 2 touchdowns, and those 2 touchdowns came down by the goal line. Like, it's gonna be one of those games I could just feel it in my bones. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully we just go out there and obliterate the Patriots, but who am I kidding? Who are we? We know what this team does. But coming off of a trade deadline that was very busy for this team, it kind of seems like there's new energy. I definitely see that. The players speaking in the locker room, it was almost as if like these guys were nuisances to the locker room or something like that, which I highly doubt, but it seems like some new kind of energy. I'm excited to see what James Smith-Williams and Casey Toohill and KJ Henry, all these guys do F.A. Obadik when they get their opportunity. Notice how I started with our offense versus their defenses, because I think that's where the problem's going to lie. I think our defense is going to be fine. It would not surprise me at all if our defense had their best game of the season outside of that Giants game, because one, the Patriots offense is terrible, and two, we're coming off of a time where a lot of people think this defense is going to be bad, and it wouldn't surprise me if they show up on Sunday. Mac Jones is terrible, and I don't think he's good. I really don't. I think he's an average starter. That don't mean you cannot win with Mac Jones, but you just have to surround him with talent, and you don't got that in New England. You really don't. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster came over here. He was supposed to be something. No. You got Ramondre Stevenson. You got Ezekiel Elliott. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, like these are average guys. Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker. What has Taquan Thornton did? The Thornton kid from I think Baylor. Like, they don't have nobody. They suck at drafting. Like, as good as Bill Belichick is as a head coach and one of the greatest of all time, they never put together a good offensive draft, man. They don't. So I'm looking at our defense to have a really good day, and I'm not gonna if it happens, I'm not gonna get on here and give them a ton of credit, because like I'm almost expecting it. Like, I'm gonna say good job defense. I'm not gonna be like that, but I'm saying like their offense is so putrid that it's gonna be almost expected. It's gonna be like, hey, look, I expect y'all to go out there and feast. Now, you're not gonna have Chase Young no more. You're not gonna have Montez Sweat anymore. They're gonna make that a big deal during the whole broadcast. I'm personally not. I'm over it. It is what it is at this point. Got to move forward. Again, no hate to neither one of those guys, but it's not like these guys were just game changers, man. And I feel like a lot of us know that. They weren't game changers, man. They were just regular guys. I think it's more so their name than anything is why people were attached to them. It's not what they did. It's just who they are. And that's really what the mainstream media is trying to push, where the narrative, oh my God, Washington really gave up gave up Chase Young for a 3rd round compensatory pick. Like, yeah, man, that's crazy. Like, they're thinking of the name Chase Young and not actually watching him. We watch him on a week in and week out basis. Again, I think the defense is going to be much better. I wouldn't expect it to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's much better. I really don't, because I think we have guys now that are going to play in the system. These aren't guys that are as talented as Montez Sweat or Chase Young, so they're going to be forced to have to play in the system of Jack Del Rio, and that can be good. Remember, when we did not have these guys on the field, the defense looked better. Like, say what you want about Casey Toohill, say what you want about F.A. Obata and how talented they are compared to the other defensive ends we had, but they got the job done. Like, they did. Like, it may not be pretty, and we may suffer in the run game, because that's one thing about Chase Young and Montez Sweat. They were really dogs in the run game. As far as getting to the quarterback, as far as containing the quarterback, they did their job, and that's all I can ask for. Again, especially from guys that aren't expected much out of. Just do your job, man, and you're gonna be fine. And that's what they do. So again, it's not gonna surprise me if we play better, because then as creativity, as lack of creativity that Jack Del Rio has, or he is, it's gonna force him to now get creative. He's now gonna have no choice but to get creative. So this may be a good thing for Jack Del Rio too, that he can finally just get creative. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those games. It's gonna be like 20-15, low scoring game. That's my final score prediction. I think Washington gets back in the victory column though. I think it's gonna be one of those games where Sam Howell kind of struggles, doesn't really look that good. But we get the victory, and that's all that matters. Again, you're one game out of the playoff contention right now. Like, if you look at the playoff standings, the team that currently holds the 7th seed is the Minnesota Vikings. So they're 4-4, but they're on their bye weekend. You know, the injury that they had to Kirk Cousins is kind of derailing this season. To be honest with you, it is. So you can easily jump up to let's see who they actually play this Sunday, if they do play. Let me check the Vikings schedule and see who they play. So this Sunday they play the Falcons on Sunday, and they're starting Taylor Heineke, and y'all know how I feel about Taylor Heineke. I was excited when I saw that. My boy TH4, hopefully he can get it done. They fall to 4-5, you fall to 4-5. You still got, the Bucks, the Rams, and the Saints in front of you, but all three of those teams, do they really scare you? No, not at all. So if you can find a way to get a victory, you're right back in the thick of things. Again, one game at a time, but this is a huge game. If you win this game, you're right back in it. You lose this game, your season is fried. This is like the last hope, in my opinion, for Washington this year, and I think they get it done in a slow, ugly game. So with that being said, as always, me boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, leave y'all score prediction and more down below in the comment section. I will be live streaming this game on Sunday on both Instagram and obviously on YouTube, so please check me out and stay tuned for any more content coming today, tomorrow, and in the future. See y'all later. Enjoy y'all weekend. Peace.